What's up, guys? This is Alex Myers. You're listening to the Kasanova podcast, the #1 podcast in Hawaii. Thanks for listening.
All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova, and I'm coming at you with one amazing, truly phenomenal interview. And in today's episode, I have the honor and privilege of having with me the one, the only Alex Myers. Now, Alex is sponsored by Tempo Storm and also by Victrix Pro, and he's just been kicking ass when it comes to tournaments. In today's episode, we're going to talk about his journey, how he got into the FGC, how he got into gaming, the things he likes to do outside of gaming in the FGC, and future prospects going forward. So, if you're ready to do it, I'm ready to do it. Let's go ahead and welcome Alex onto the show. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova, coming at you with another phenomenal interview with the one, the only Alex Myers. Man, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
I'm Alex Myers. How you guys doing? I am Tempo's own, Tempo Victrix's own Alex Myers. Thank you for having me, Mekel. I've been a long fan of the show. Very honored to be on here. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, thank you so much.
Of course, I like your background. I was like, does my background look okay? And then I see your background. I'm like, oh, I gotta step it up. All right.
I'm trying. Like I'm.
Someone's trying a little too hard over here. No, I like it. No, it's sick.
Dude, I'm happy. I'm happy I have a man cave because, like, one of the agreements I have with my wife that if we got this house, that I need one room so I can just stack all my stuff. And she's
just
like,
give me one room, babe. You can have all 4 of the other rooms, but just this one room.
Right?
At least it's not your garage. Like, you have an actual room. I know a lot of guys get like a man cave in their garage, but like you have it in your room. You're like, I'm not going outside. No, okay, I like it.
Especially with this Hawaii temperature lately, it's like.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up, but I am geographically challenged. Like, I don't know how hot it is over there, but
okay, imagine this. So right now it's about 86 degrees, 87 degrees, and it feels like it's 101.
Wow, is it just humid?
Yeah, it's raining, it's humid, and the sun's beaming.
Have you been to Florida?
Yeah.
Does it feel like Florida?
Actually, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, Florida. No,
maybe
you're right.
Little bit more of a breeze. Is there more of a breeze?
Slightly. It's a breeze that it'll come up on you and bitch slap you, and you're like, "Oh, you're still here, heat."
I thought Hawaii was like paradise. I guess during summer, maybe not so much, but yeah, I'm sure it's still a beautiful place. Just humid as hell. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, once the summer passes, so like in another month or so, it'll be back to like good temperature. But yeah.
But for now, it's like it's hot as hell. Okay, got it. Don't go to Hawaii in July.
Oh man, go ahead and plug your social media outlets and any upcoming projects. Tell people where they can find you and what you're doing.
Say no more. Twitter.com/Alex Myers FGC. I have a show called Run It Back. We just filmed our second stream. You can find that on youtube.com/Alex Myers SF4. I need to change it to FGC, but I can't find the right people to talk to. And you can follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/Alex Myers FGC, where we stream it once a month. Trying to get it every 3 weeks, but for now, once a month, since CBT's pretty rampant right now, you know.
Oh, well, if you need help with like changing the extension on the YouTube one?
I need to change my name on YouTube, like my actual name.
I can help you with that.
You can help me.
Yeah, it's quick. Because they bury it and it's not at all obvious to find it.
Oh, changing the actual name, like when people type it in, like Alex Myers, Mekel. Oh my God, I've been struggling, bro. Thank you so much.
Oh man, no problem at all.
Should have been on the show 3 years ago when I wanted to change it. Everyone warned me. They were like, during SF4, they're like, "You sure you're gonna like that name?" I'm like, "I'll always love Street Fighter 4." And then like it's been 5 for like 4 years now. And I'm like,
all right.
Alex Myers SF4 was a bad idea.
All right, man. You mind giving a background on yourself? Like, what got you into like fighting games and gaming it as a whole, and what keeps drawing you back into it?
Well, when I was a wee lad, my mom bought me a PS1. I had always played like certain games with my dad on his Genesis, but I don't recall any real fighting games back then. Even though I'm sure Street Fighter 2 was around, but I remember playing Street Fighter 2 with my mom. Like I think when I was like 6, 7, or 8 on like the NES. I played like Street Fighter 2 Gold or something. It was like a collection, right? And that was like my first time playing Street Fighter. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And like I would play with my mom. My mom would mess me up. She played Blanca. And let me tell you about Blanca. He's a cheap bastard. Okay. He's just gonna do electricity all day. And then like my mom was a pro at spamming electricity, just mashing hella hard. She found the right character that like she's like, oh, I can mash with this character. And it's effective against my son. Okay, I'm maining this character. So like anytime I played against my mom for years, I just got whooped by her Blanca. But I learned how to play somewhat through my mom. I remember there was a time when I learned how to charge. And I Guile like you hold back and you throw boom. You hold back 3 seconds. I figured it out when I was a kid. I don't even know how. I think I just played Guile so much that like okay, why can't I get this little fireball to come out? And then I was like, oh, okay, hold 3 seconds. I guess I was meant to be a pro. Like if I figured that out when I was 6, it's just all syncing up. But yeah, so started with that. I really fell in love with video games though with Final Fantasy VII. Like that game was so good and like gave me so much replay value as a kid. And like that was my first time experiencing a story like that. I was like my mom got me my first ever console. It was PS1. I had seen my friend playing on Final Fantasy, and she just happened to get it for me. I was so happy. I just fell in love with video games ever since then. I'm so happy 7 Remake's coming out. I can already tell like you're a big fan of 7 just from your reaction.
Yes.
I don't care what people say 6 is the best. No, 7 is the best Final Fantasy. Okay, to me in my heart.
Did you get to play it at E3?
I did, Mekel. I fucking did. That's all I wanted to do, and I did. Yeah, I'm rubbing it in. Yeah, I'm rubbing it in, Mekel. I can see you didn't play it. I know you didn't play it. Oh, let me rub this in for a sec. Tactical mode. Amazing. Oh my god. So I was really worried. I was really, really worried about Final Fantasy. I know I'm getting distracted from
go for
my lineage. But let me talk about this Final Fantasy VII Remake real quick. Dude, so I thought it was going to be ass. When I saw the trailers from the get-go, I was like, here we go again. It's like Final Fantasy 15. It's like Kingdom Hearts but Final Fantasy, right? Oh, I get to play one character. Oh, this is great. Anyways, so I saw the real trailer they dropped right before E3 where they showed tactical mode. I was like, oh, okay. You can slow it down and switch characters. Okay, now we're talking. And then when I played the game, dude, let me tell you, Mekel, that shit was amazing. It feels like Kingdom Hearts, but you control all the characters, and it feels turn-based because you can slow down with tactical mode. But they make it so it's not cheap by like you have to build meter to use tactical mode, which I think is a good idea, or else people would just be spamming tactical mode left and right. So like I thought that's really cool. So you keep people engaged with what they've been playing on. Like they've been playing like Kingdom Hearts kind of gameplay for so long now on the Square engine that like it's a good way to keep that kind of fundamental Kingdom Hearts in there, but also like reward the old Final Fantasy VII fans that wanted turn-based. But we didn't get it all the way. But I'll take it, dude. It was amazing. I was like, when I switched to Barrett, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing, dude. Like, oh, anyways, all right. I could talk all day about that demo. But
so you got you pre-ordered it.
I'm gonna pre-order it. I haven't done it. I've been traveling, man. I don't even know where I'm at half the time. But, I'm not lying. But where am I? Oh, New York. Okay, got it. All right. Anyway, yeah. After that, I would play fighting games quite regularly. With like, I remember the one that really got me into fighting games. It wasn't Street Fighter 2. It was Marvel versus Capcom 1. That game was so. No, wait. Excuse me. X-Men versus Street Fighter. That was the one that really got me into it. And then Marvel was like when I just went full ham. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Once I realized what Marvel was about, not such a fan of playing Marvel anymore. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. But I thank Marvel for getting me into Street Fighter and to the FGC. That's a big part of why I'm here. And then from then, I bought CVS 2. Well, I had CVS 1. I played that quite a bit. But when CVS 2 came out, oh my god, I was in love with that game. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I'm on my little PS2 controller giving myself blisters damn near every day, Mekel. I'm mashing that hard, bro. That like I've never let me just put it this way. I've never gotten blisters at all in my professional career. But when I was a kid, it makes no sense. But you figure it out. So CVS 2, then after that, there was a bit of a dry period because I started like focusing more on school and baseball. I used to play baseball a lot. And then high school, I didn't really play any more games because I was watching a lot of anime. And then I was playing baseball, and then I was trying to not be so awkward at school, but I was an awkward kid. I think most of us were. If you're watching this podcast,
I was awkward.
if you're watching this podcast, you're probably not awkward. No, I'm just kidding. We're all awkward sometimes. I'm still awkward as hell. Dude,
you're tall as hell.
I am tall as hell.
Dude, when I first saw you, I was like, God damn, how's the weather up there?
Pretty nice. Better than in Hawaii. but yeah, I've been this height since I was in 6th grade, so I've been an awkward tall boy. Like I was 6 feet in 5th grade, so like I like shot up and then just kind of gradually grew a little bit. I'm 6'3.5" now. I like to say 6'4" on a good day, but 6'3.5", and yeah, I've been a freak for a long time. All these kids looking at me, dude. I felt so like ostracized from everyone. They're so jealous and like they're just mean to me because I'm tall. I'm like, fuck you guys. Anyway, so high school, I didn't play too many video games. It wasn't until I think junior year that I started going kind of ham on Call of Duty. I don't know if you ever knew about OMG Pop back in the day.
Oh, yes.
I played me some OMG Pop a lot, and so that was like my first like kind of re-entrance into the fighting, like not in the fighting games, but like to the gaming kind of world. Like I met friends through there, and then my friend was like, "Oh, you should play Call of Duty," and then like I tried Call of Duty. I got hooked. I was like, "What is this? I've never played a game like this." And then I can talk crap online. This is amazing. So like I'm talking crap, I have a lot of fun with that. And then through Call of Duty, I meet my friend J-Ron, who was my friend I met from my friend named Ryan. Mm-hmm. J-Ron and Boone are two people I would play with Ryan on Call of Duty. And J-Ron and Boone had been playing Street Fighter 4. This is 2011 now. And they have been playing Street Fighter 4 since Super Drop. So about a good year now, right? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I used to love fighting games. I used to love Street Fighter. Let me try this out. And then like I pick up, who did I pick up? I picked up Yoon because I was like, this character looks sick. I watched his third strike videos. I seen the Ganesian combos. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is sick. So let me try and learn how to do this. And I learned the worst Ganesian combos ever, like the easiest ones you could do, but it got me hooked. And I was getting murked by J-Ron and Boone. It was not even close. Anytime I got close, J-Ron would mash Lariat. And I thought that move was so broken at the time because I was like, anytime I get close to you, I'm just getting hit by fucking Lariat. Like, what is this? This is a bullshit character. And then you're just grabbing me. And then, like, I thought he was the worst. Anyways, because of these guys whooping my ass so hard with Zangief and Bison, I was like, you know what? you guys are gonna go play your Call of Duty sometimes. I'm gonna stay right here. And then when you come back, fuck you up. And then like one day, I just randomly I put in just enough time. I found the right people on I think it was Endless Battle back then. Now it's called Battle Lounge, but back then it was called Endless Battle. And you could still use your mic on 360. So you better believe I was talking some shit. Still awkward though, because I felt so insecure about my Street Fighter skills. Luckily, I found the right people that like I just had a great time playing Street Fighter 4. It ended up being a lot better than not a lot better, but like just enough, just a little bit more fun than Call of Duty to keep me interested, you know. So I started whooping on Jaron and Boone. They got to the point where they didn't even want to play me. So I was like, you know what, this is too easy. A couple months later, I'm like, you guys are free, and I just move on. And then from there, I started playing Marvel 3 a little bit, and then this guy got me, like he told me about tournaments, and I had never heard of tournaments at that point. I had heard of Evo, like for some weird reason, like I had not. It's not weird in hindsight because like there is a channel called G4, and a lot of people watch that, right? I'm sure you did. Yeah. And like I watched G4 a lot back in the day, just because like I was like, it had anime and tech stuff. So I was like, dude, this channel is my channel. So I'd watch anime, I'd watch Attack of the Show, I'd watch X-Play. X-Play was like probably my favorite one at the time. And then Attack of the Show. Right? What?
Adam
Sessler, dude. Morgan Webb. I love them. And then from there, I remember that they were promoting Evo around the middle of 2010, around summer, right? What is Evo? Like, this looks sick. Like, I'm seeing Street Fighter again for the first time in like maybe like 10 years. And then I'm like, dude, this looks sick. And then I started watching that, and ever since I watched Daigo whoop on Ricky Ortiz, like I was hooked. Like I was like, dude, this game looks sick. I've never seen a game like this. So I played Super a little bit, but J-Run and Boone were the ones that really got me into it. Like when I played Super, let me put it to you this way. I was playing T-Hawk, and I learned how to full screen Condor dive in and just SPD as soon as I got it. It was the crappiest shit ever, dude. I wasn't even playing really, because when I brought that to J-Run and Boone, annihilated. Anyways, from there, when I started playing MVC3 and I met a friend that told me about tournaments, I was like, oh yeah, I used to watch Evo. Like, let me try and see what these tournaments are about. So I went to I found something. I forget how I found this, but I saw a video Gutex had made about, he was promoting Super Arcade. And then I was like, Super Arcade, I'm only like 30, 35 minutes away from here. So like I'd ask my mom. I didn't know how to drive at the time. I was like 18. I didn't know how to drive. To be fair, I got into a car accident when I was really young. Okay? Oh. So I was scared to drive for a long time until I was like 22 or 23. There was this time I got into a car accident, and it was so vivid. Like I hit my head, and then like I remember the only thing I saw blood like fill my eyes. Like imagine like an anime, and you just see like red everywhere. So like I remember that feeling. I remember that feeling for like, I still remember it. So like that like made me not want to drive. And then when I started driving, I was like, dude, driving sick. Like why was I so scared of driving? But it makes sense, right? Like, yeah, kind of traumatized. But yeah, my mom would drive me to Super Arcade, and then I eventually started making some friends because my Sakura, I had picked up Sakura because of Boone. He showed me Urio's Sakura at God's Garden. And then when I watched him, remember I said Yoon, I only played Yoon for the combos. So like I like Ganesian, but I was watching Urio, and he did basically a Ganesian combo, but with 3 bars. So I was like, I can do a Ganesian with 3 bars with a sicker character, and she plays like Ryu. So I was like, okay. I went all in on Sakura. And then from there, I just like studied her so hard. That's when I really, really got invested into the game. Learned all the setups, all the combos. No neutral. But so like I was neutral is ground game, which is the most important thing. Viewers, just letting you know. Combos are cool and all, but how are you going to hit them? Anyways, so yeah, I got my ass kicked for a while at Super Arcade, but I befriended some people there because I had been doing 6 setups. Like that, my neutral wasn't the best, but my setups were top tier. They're the greatest. There's a setup with Sakura. She did like this little Atoshi move mid screen. After EX Tatsu, she would charge level 2 fireball, not 3, level 2, and it would go behind them. You would hit them with overhead, and then it would combo into the level 2 fireball into uppercut. And then after that, like, everyone wanted to be my friend randomly. I was like, I can set up. Okay, you guys like me now. Okay, okay, you guys are talking all that shit. No neutral, you scrub. What's gonna do a setup? Okay. Anyways,
that's how it is sometimes, though.
you gotta impress them somehow, guys. Learn the setup. Maybe they'll teach you neutral. But yeah, from there it just kind of like it just kept spiraling. Like I kept grinding. I was getting my ass kicked like pretty much the whole SF4 existence at Super, but I didn't feel too bad about it because I had started late I had started right after Evo 2011, and then that's like when I first really started competing, and I didn't go to my first local at Super until like October of 2011. So I was playing major catch up. There's people playing from like even 08, like when the arcades had 4 early. So I'm competing with the guys that played vanilla, you know. So like, dude, I got my ass kicked for a long time. Filipino man, Chris, Lucan, Kino, Snake Eyes, Online Tony, Vi, whooping the hell out of me, right? So like, I would get Snake Eyes sometimes. I think I got. I don't think I ever got Kino actually. That's my deepest regret. Never got Kino. Kino was hella good though. I don't know if you know who Kino is, but he was a sick. Yeah, you know Kino. Yeah. Kino I. Viewers, go look up Kino I. Okay, you will be impressed. This dude. I think he did it during the infamous Snake Eyes run at SCR when he demolished all of NorCal by himself. He lost the PR ROG, but he did the Kino Eye. So go watch that. Go watch that, guys. Yeah. Anyways, I was getting whooped by most of them, but they taught me so much, and they taught me like how to deal with offline pressure and just dealing with that kind of caliber of players for so long. I just ended up becoming a better and better player. And then transitioning to 5, I ended up doing decently at the first couple events. I got picked up by a team called Ronin. Rip Ronin. Thank you for your help back then. But when I was a lowly scrub, like not lowly, I was pretty good. But like it took me a couple more months. It took me a couple more months to become like much more confident. I had been working on my neutral pretty hard from 2014 to like then. So like my neutral was getting there at that point. And then at Canada Cup that year, the first year of 5, I had befriended Xiaohai at the previous CEO last year, and he had been playing Cammy, right? Like he liked, because that's when I like towards the end of 4, I actually started getting really good. And then like my footsies were actually there. Like Snake Eyes taught me ground game, like because I was like homies with him. He was the one that really taught me footsies and stuff. Like I was like, dude, how do you? Because he's so dominant at WNF, and then he started just dominating. Everybody was like, dude, you got tell me, man. Like, what do you? Tell me the secrets. Like he liked me because I was kind of awkward like him, and like he related to me more, and we ended up becoming like really good friends. We're still really good friends now. So like back then, like he really helped get me to a level where I could compete like with some international players like Daco. I don't know if you know who Daco is, but Daco is like one of Xiaohai's good friends. They were on the same team for a long time. They might even still be now. I can't remember. But I beat Daco in a set, and he was so salty that Xiaohai thought it was really funny. And then like from there, I befriended Xiaohai, and then I met one of his friends that lived in NorCal. Because I would visit NorCal to see my girlfriend at the time, and his name was Whaley. Shout out to Whaley. Whaley would translate all this stuff that I would ask Xiaohai when I started playing Cammy in Street Fighter V. And then by the time Canada Cup came around, I was friendly enough with Xiaohai that like I could just go up to him, like say like I had an opponent. I'm like, oh, I got to play Phenom. I don't know anything about Necalli. We don't really have any Necallis back in SoCal. So like I'd ask Xiaohai. I would just go up. I'm like, hey, dude, what do you do against Necalli? And then like he would just tell me shit. And I bodied Phenom. Like I straight up bodied him. And then after that, I had beaten Nuki, who was like one of the best players at the time, and then I beat who played Chun-Li, broken character, and then I played Phenom, wiped up Phenom, and then I played what's this guy's name? He was a birdie player, XYZZY, and like at the time he was pretty dominant, and I think he just made a top 8 at a really big tournament, so his momentum was pretty high. And I felt like Cammy lost to Birdie pretty bad back then. Still a tough matchup now, but like back then, no one really played Birdie. I felt like insecure about the matchup. I asked Xiaohai, "What do you do?" And then he told me. I ended up getting by really close. I make top 8 winners for the first time at a big tournament. I went 0-2 in top 8, but I was happy. I lost to one of my best friend's knuckle dude. He played Mika, scumbag. Oh my god, hated Mika back then, dude. The season 1 characters were just ridiculous. Even Cammy.
They really were.
If you look back, it's what the hell. Nash, Mika, Cammy a little bit. They're just ridiculous. Anyways, so I make my first top 8 there. Then I start having a steady stream of tournaments. I make top 8 winners again at DreamHack Austin, which was a premiere. And then I beat this good local Ken player in Houston, and then I beat Bonchan, who was really on fire back then. But it was Nash, so that match was pretty good for Cammy, but like it's still Bonchan. I beat Bonchan, and then I beat K-Brad, and then I beat CJ Truth, who had just beaten Punk, when Punk was like unstoppable at the time, and but CJ put him on ice, and then so I did feel a little bit of pressure. I'm like, who is this guy? I remembered him from before, but I was like, this guy just came out of nowhere. He literally had not really entered anything that whole year, and then he just came out and just got Punk. I was like, oh shit. So but I was so determined to make top 8 there. I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fuck you up, CJ. And then I sorry, CJ.
No,
but,
I love it, man. Your energy. I love the energy.
No, I love CJ. But yeah, so CJ beat CJ, made my second top 8 winners at a premiere ever since. And then ever since then, I have not made top 8 at a premiere. I was so close. At last year's Canada Cup. But man, I wanted it so bad. I was pretty close to this CEO actually. I have been dealing with some arm issues like tendonitis, but I'm at the point where I'm feeling good enough that I can practice more routinely, and it shows. As CEO, I was busting some people up. I beat Kazanoko, I beat Idom, I beat Sarah. I was wrecking people, and then John Takuchi wrecked my shit, and I was like, oh man, I felt so lost. I was like, all these other Rishis play so ham, but John Takeuchi, he just he's so slow, and then just would explode at random times when you're conditioned that he's gonna play slow, and it was such a different style of Rishi that I just didn't know how to deal with it. And but yeah, I feel like I'm getting the upward momentum, but let me not get too distracted. So
dude, keep going.
Okay, I'm going. Don't worry. Some energy right now. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm dead inside, but so tired. But top 8 winners, DreamHack Austin. Get by to get an O2. And then anyways, after that, I had met the people at Tempo Storm. I had met the people at Tempo Storm at DreamHack Austin. They had already heard about me through some mutual friends, right? And then I sent them my resume, and then I went to DreamHack Austin because I'm I feel like Ronan's a sinking ship right now. They're going downhill. Signs were bad. Luckily, I got out of there because their ship sunk. I think that year, later on. So if I didn't take the risk of trying to basically look for a new job, send out my resume to different teams. One of my friends was saying he's like, oh, you did good at DreamHack Austin, but you went 0-2 in top 8. So I think you should just stay with Ronan. And I was like, this was a prominent friend in the FGC, a good name. And I was like, I don't know, man. I can't. I feel I have a bad vibe. I'm just gonna trust my instinct. So I sent it out there, hope for the best. Luckily, I had met them there. So when they saw me make top 8 there, they're like, oh, this guy is marketable, and he made top 8 win. Okay, we're gonna talk to him. And then luckily, right after that, it had been, that was like late May. I had just finished getting my associate's degree at college, and I was like, you know what? My whole goal for college was like, I was just doing it till I figured out what I wanted to do and to make my mom happy. I was like, let me get my associate's degree to like make my mom happy and to make me happy too. And then I was like, you know what? All right, I'm done with this shit. I'm moving to NorCal. Like me and my girlfriend were long distance for about 3 years at that point. Two, maybe 3 years. I think we started dating. Yeah, we started dating 2014. Yeah, August 2014. Yeah, so we were long distance for about almost 3 years at that point. It was about 2.5 years. And I was like, you know what? I had been coming up there for months at a time, in between, winter breaks, summer breaks. So I was like, you know what? Like, you're getting like looked at by Capcom and stuff now. I'm like, I feel like it's best right now if like I just follow you and let you do your thing. Like I'm gonna move for you because one of us had to make the leap. And because NorCal was so important for like tech kind of gaming industry jobs at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to force you to come down here and then like we have nothing, like I'm going to go up there, make sure. So I was going to go up there and I had some people I was talking to. I was going to just start working at like, some kind of tech job because I hadn't heard back from Tempo in like a month and a half. So I pretty much like been like, you know what, maybe it's not going to work out. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to move, be with my girlfriend, and then I'm going to just start working. So in a turn of fortuitous events, I don't know if I use that word right, but events, I had heard back from Tempo the day after I moved. So literally like the day after, right before I'm like about to really start looking for tech jobs, I was like, I heard back from Tempo and they were willing to give me a decent salary, So I was like, you know what, man, like this is like the first time like I've ever been offered like good money in esports, in Street Fighter. Like there was not a lot of teams in Street Fighter at the time, especially sponsoring people that were like around my skill level. Like I'm like if back then, like I would say if in terms of rankings, like if there's like a S+, S, A minus, I was probably like either a B+ or an A-, right? I would say now I'm like an A, but like I'm building up into it because like I feel better now. But I feel very, very confident in my abilities now. But back then I was like, that was a big deal for me. I was like, oh, I'm actually getting money to like do this, and like my girlfriend was like elated. She was so happy. She's like, oh my god, you did it, and like she was fully on board once she saw like I was making money, and that made my mom extra happy. They were all, and my dad, they're all just super supportive and just were like, you know what, son, like you're doing good, so just keep going, like to see where it goes. And then luckily, let's see, 2017 was my first year at Tempo, 2018 was my second year at Tempo, 2019. So I'm up on like in a month it'll be my third year with Tempo. So like it's been a while, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get a renewal. Hopefully get a good pay raise. But it's been good. And then so like been a couple years with Tempo, and ever since then I've just been kind of riding the wave, trying to work on things, a lot of mental things, like a lot of things I can do to conquer like anxiety, because we all get jitters, we all get nerves. People are just better at dealing with them than others, and I think that really comes through how you prepare. The more that you are prepared, the more confident and less anxious you'll feel. So I've been doing all these things to try and make sure I'm mentally prepared, but like now I'm really trying to make sure I'm like prepared in the game, because I realize through my process of trying to conquer my anxiety and like all these kind of nerves people get through like different kind of meditating things or like breathing techniques, I realize that like the reason why I'm still so anxious, even though I've put so much time into these mental things, is because this stuff's not maxed out on my game. And like that also comes through patches, right? So like I felt more comfortable towards the end of CPT last year when I was really getting the bearing on how good Cammy was and how people had been adjusting to so many Cammies being around. That was definitely really hard to deal with, because so many people knew the Cammy matchup at such a high level that like I couldn't win the way I used to how I played Cammy. I was like, oh, people know now, like, and I just can't do anything. I was like, oh fuck. So like, so since then, like, I've really been putting an emphasis on here. Thanks to Red Bull, really helping out with sponsoring Tempo. I'm basically a Red Bull athlete under the brand of Tempo. So like, I've been working really closely with Red Bull. They even took me to a pup camp. So it's called PUP stands for Performing Under Pressure, and it was a camp. It's basically a pseudo Navy SEAL camp condensed into 7 days. So
Wow.
yeah, so like I learned all these different things, different breathing things, different like visualizing things to just really conquer my kind of anxiety a lot. The gist of what I can tell you that to help you perform under pressure is like, it's really about how you deal with breathing, having certain breathing techniques down. I'll do this sort of breathing technique 4 times a day. So like I'll do it. I have clocks now where I'm like, okay, it's time to breathe. I actually missed one now because we're doing the podcast, but now I remember I'll do it now. But so I'm doing things like that to calm down, and then really like, it's about how prepared you are. Like if you're extra prepared and you believe and trust in yourself, you have a good game plan. I feel like that's carries you a long way. But it comes down to how you control this your body. It's about breathing, and like if your brain's not getting the oxygen, you're gonna freak out. You're not breathing. It's just gonna be a struggle, right? So luckily, I've just really been blessed and grateful to be in Red Bull's presence. Like them helping us through Tempo has been just amazing. And cut to a little bit after that. I think at the beginning of 2018, at the end of 2017, we had just gotten the Red Bull sponsorship to Tempo, right? So I was like, you know what? Like, what I can do is really try and look like a Red Bull athlete. So I went ham on working out, a little too ham. Like I started working out with Danny Pham, but I was doing stuff incorrectly that like I didn't really ask him about, so we didn't really correct. And then like I had like a bunch of ego problems at the time. When it came to working out, I would work out and then I would overdo the weight a lot, to the point that like what I learned afterwards is when you're lifting, you're supposed to keep your arm straight. You're not supposed to be doing this, curling your wrist. So what I did the whole time was like, everything, all 9 workouts I would do in a day. Just after that, would come home, stream for 4 hours, and play. So I would do that 5 days out of the week for 6 months, and then I just fucked up my arm so bad that like I got like such an extreme case of tendonitis that like people didn't know really how to treat it, and then like it was a struggle just getting the right treatment down, and that lasted. It's still lasting. Like I still have a lot of residue of it, but luckily, like I can play a lot longer now. Before I could play like maybe 15 minutes before I have to stop, and like I was in searing pain. So I'm very grateful and blessed to have gotten the right help. Red Bull's been a big part of that, getting the right help. They have great PTs over there that since I moved down here a few months ago has accelerated my recovery like tenfold. It's really crazy. So luckily, getting better now, and I really have to thank Red Bull for that. But cut to like the beginning of 2019, I got a partnership as this fight stick ambassador for this lovely, beautiful, best fight stick on the market, Victrix right here. Wearing the Victrix headset right here. Yep. Also very pretty. Also very nice. I can't hear anything outside. I do that. Okay. There you go. So yeah. Luckily, they have given me so much extra security with like the extra salary I'm getting from them. They've made like moving from NorCal out of my girlfriend's parents' house to our own place. We have our own place now. So I'm really living like a dream, man. I'm very, very blessed. I'm very grateful to Tempo, Red Bull, Victrix for all the help they've given me. And Victrix has been awesome. I really just want to like catapult them to where I believe they belong, because they've been like, I really believe in the brand, in the stick. The stick's just amazing, and they always ask me for my feedback, and I'm very adamant on making sure the fight stick is the best. So like, I'm really glad how how this stick turned out. It's beautiful. We have some plans in the future, but very grateful, very happy with how everything's gone. But yeah, cut to now, I'm feeling better, performing quite better, and I'm very, very happy, and I'm very motivated to take the feeling I have now, the renewed strength I have, the health I have in my hands, my body, to just push that out into the rest of CPT. Hopefully, I qualify. I hope it's not too late, but I'm not even really focused on the points. I'm just focused on making sure I do my best and making sure, I put my all into each tournament. I'm trying not to let anxiety take over anything. Like just focus, do your thing, make sure you practice, just trust yourself. That's a big part of like what goes back to the Red Bull stuff. It's like just gotta, at the end of the day, you just have to trust yourself and just go out there. Yeah. Too many people, a lot of pros I see too. Big Bird is one of them. Like, I felt like he said something like he had been focusing on points too much before, and it had been hindering his performance. So like that's something luckily I had learned through, like I had no choice. Like I felt like I was getting better, but I was hindered by my arm. So I had to just tell myself to just focus on like just being a better player. And if you just focus on that and not really the points or qualifying, I'm noticing like I'm just doing better. Like I might not be getting the points I want, but I'm doing better. I'm putting these people like in losers. I'm like just last week I played Sakura, my old Street Fighter 4 character, right? I was at Toryukin. I've had beaten Dual Kevin, who had amazing momentum. He had just made top 8 at CEO. And I demolished him. That was just the only way to put it. I demolished him because I just wanted it. And then I really wanted to play Punk. Punk was the next one in my path. Mm-hmm. I took the first game off Punk with my Sakura. Like I mained Cammy. I beat Dual Kevin with Cammy. No one had seen me playing Sakura, and then I picked Sakura on Punk. Mind you, my Sakura I had only recently picked her up again for a week in ranked randomly. Like I just was like, you know what? All these people are playing Karen. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And so I went back to Sakura like 2 weeks ago, not a seriously practiced Sakura. So I missed going to Game Over because I forgot my passport, right? I don't know if you saw that, but I forgot my passport.
We talked about that.
We talked about that, right? Yeah. I forgot my fucking passport, dude. Is the worst. And I really think I'm a big believer in God, and I really think that was like a sign for me to just go to Toryukin because I wasn't going to go. And like I felt like I'm like, dude, I have to go here because I missed Game Over. And I was so pissed at myself. I was like, I need to try. And I just need to go and try. And then even though I was a game shy of making top 8 there, I took Punk to the last round with a not practiced Sakura. And I feel like I needed that to happen because I had no faith in my Sakura. I wasn't practicing her seriously. I was practicing G more than her. So like, because that happened, now I have a lot more confidence and faith in my Sakura. So I really think that was meant to happen. So like I put more faith and trust into Sakura, so I have a good secondary along with G. So I really feel like that had to happen. I'm a firm believer in like these little things that happen are like they're a sign. They're meant to be. So like I was in hindsight, I was pissed. I missed Game Over, but I'm super happy now after what happened because not only did I learn to trust my Sakura, I also learned something losing to Punk, like just how he played, how he whittled me down mentally. And then when I messed up this one execution thing against Punk that I felt like would have hit and it would have changed the game, right? So I did dash. I tried to hit him with a counter hit thing. The direction is down forward heavy kick to get this one move, that frame traps, right? Yeah. I did dash, down back heavy. I did sweep. So I did dash sweep in this fucking fool's face. And he had a full meter. So medium punch, Danko, Tatsu, super, did like 50%. And I'm like, I was broken after that, dude. So I played Dual Kevin again. I just get demolished. Justin said like, and I agree with this. Justin was like, dude, the second time you played Dual, like I could tell you're like fucked up after Punk because you weren't even playing. You might have as well been in training. But I was like, dude, That's exactly how I felt. Like I could not get over messing up like that. I was like, dude, I was about to be punked. He's the best player in the world with Sakura. I was like, that's like, hold on, let me show you something. That's the lore here, okay? This is a comic book that I am in with Punk, right?
Yep.
You've seen it, right?
Yes.
Sakura versus Karen, free comic book day. Check it out. And I was like, dude, I wanted it. I wanted to fulfill the lore after that, after being in that comic. It's like everything was like guiding me to this moment randomly. And I just wanted it too bad. So like I think once I lost my chance, I was like, fuck. Like when I played Duel again. But that was a good lesson because like it taught me that like if you lose in a fucked up way like that, like you have to like just ask for more time to recover. Because I could tell, like I asked them like, hey, can you delay it one more game? I could have asked them for like at least another 1 or 2 games. And then what Justin told me is like, don't forget, you always have the option to play off stream. Like that's not going to go anywhere. So like big part of me getting messed up there was me not asking for more time and greed. I was greedy. I wanted that on-screen time. I wanted to play him on stream. And I think that was a big lesson for me to learn is like just ask for more time if you're messed up and put your ego aside, man. Like you want to play on stream so bad, you know, you want to promote Tempo, you want to promote Victrix, but like at the end of the day, you promote them so much more if you make top 8. So like that match was to make top 8. And then like I was just so mentally lost that like I just learned that just ask for time. It's okay to play off stream. Because when you make that top 8, that's 10 times more eyes on you. You know, not only are there more people watching top 8 than pools, but there's also the people that rip it and put it on YouTube, and those get a ton of views. Those random top 8s at rankings that aren't from Capcom fighters. You've seen those like Dream Hacked Out, you know, like all those that people just rip. So like. Hard lesson learned, but I feel like I wouldn't have learned that if I had gone to the Dominican Republic. So God works in mysterious ways, man. So I'm very grateful for that lesson I learned in hindsight. So that wraps us up to what is it, July 17th, 2019. That's where we're at right now. So, and then I have my show running back. That's it. Boom. So, story of Alex Myers' esports career to now.
Man, okay? So I'm looking at the questions I have, and I'm like, okay, he covered that.
Once you get me going, Mekel, comes Alex Myers. So I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
Dude, you should totally do a podcast. Like I would sign up for that meeting.
You would?
Yes.
Noted. It's like I do better. So like run it back, I still get so nervous. Like I'm good. I'm good up until like it's like 15 minutes before air, and then I'm like I just start getting clammy, dude. Like when I know the camera's on me, I just clam up, and then I got other people around me. But like usually like the first half of the first episode, I'm a little clammy, but then I really like calm down and ease into it. By the second episode, I'm flowing. I'm a different dude. I'm like what you're seeing right now, you know? So, but like, I'm especially good with 1v1, you know, one-on-one people, like podcasts like this.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just me and Jeremy, like podcasts, like not direct cameras on us, you know, I think I'd just knock it out of the park. But because it's live stream, there's people watching, it's all this BS. I gotta be extra entertaining, you know, it's like, and then like, so I get a little clammy, but thank you, Mekel. You renewed my confidence in a possible podcast. We'll see. Run it podcast. Run it back. I don't know. We'll work on that.
Hey, man, if you decide to start it, I'll help you out. I can help you get it on all platforms.
I love it. Yeah, 100% will be hitting it.
Yeah.
We actually have at the Tempo studio over here in LA, 20 minutes away from me. There's they have a podcast room, so I think that'd be really cool to use, you know. So giving me some ideas here, Mekel. Depends how much time I want to put into being a personality, because I believe I have a good personality, but I clam up, and then I also am so focused on competing now. Like my drive and passion is at its highest it's been in a long time. So I'm like, when I was going there yesterday, not only was I jet lagged, which I think like made the clamminess worse, but like I was so in just like I wanted to do the show, but I also didn't, like, because I just wanted to come home and practice. So, but it's a good balance, you know. Like I feel like a lot of players, they could increase their values by so much if they just tried a little harder with their on-screen stuff. So I'm glad I'm putting myself out there and I'm trying. It's a hard thing, Mekel, to turn this camera on and put yourself out there. I know, but like, it's a good skill to work on. It is.
Yeah, and you know, that's the other thing too. I don't think people understand, like, you know, for us when we compete or we're, you know, being personalities in front of a camera, I don't think they understand the stresses, because I've had people tell me, especially recently, like, oh, anyone can get in front of a camera and do YouTube. Anyone can go and compete at a tournament. I'm like, no. I mean,
hell no.
Anyone can attempt to. Can you be successful? Not everyone, because
that's the key word. Right? You can attempt to. It's hard, bro. Like you have to turn on the camera. One, you have to not be a fucking. You can't flub up. Like you have to be coherent. You have to convey your thoughts correctly. You have to put out the right energy, which is the most exhausting part. And there's a lot of factors, and people are judging you the whole time. Like you have to be able to turn all these thoughts off and just flow with it. But it's really hard. Some people just aren't meant to do it, and I really feel I would just laugh at anyone that says that now. Like how you probably laughed at them. Like, dude, be my guest. You want to host my show? You want to host the Mekel podcast? I'll change your name. I'll put your name in there.
Right?
Just watch some shit the bed, diarrhea all over your Technicolor chair or whatever the hell.
Oh man, and that's the other thing too. Like, with, you know, I know you touched on earlier about, you know, going from college to, you know, going professionally in the FGC. I think that's one of the most exciting yet terrifying things to do. Like I'm transitioning now from working in IT. I've been in IT for about 7-8 years, and I've got the opportunity now with sponsorships, endorsements, all kinds of other deals.
I see that beast hat.
You know,
I see it. You know,
one of my sponsors.
You know, just wearing the hat casually. You know, I'm just wearing this Tempo shirt. I'm just cold. You know, just wearing these Victrix headphones. You know, no big reason.
Right. But it's a terrifying thing, because like I'm about to go from a secure, you know, 100 figures a year position to
you're making 100 figures.
Six figures, yes.
You're making 100 figures. I'm trying to work on the Mekel podcast. Yeah, this guy's got 100 figures. He can give at least 4 figures, 4 or 5 figures.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you know,
few figures to spare.
But yeah, you know, going from that, and it's terrifying, because it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, can I do this? Can I do this? And it's funny, at E3, I got to hang out with Doug Bowser, CEO of Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
I was talking to him about what I was doing, and he was like, dude, you should go full time.
Wow.
And I'm about to become a Nintendo brand ambassador.
Wow.
Like, it's in the works right now. And like that, like interviewing.
Hey man, you need some help. Sign me up. I'm about to play some Smash a little bit, you know? Like, brand ambassador, come on, let's make a fight pad, Victrix, come on.
But yeah, man, it's like, you know, when you're going into the uncertain field, it's terrifying, but it's exciting, and like I'm inspired that you did that. You know, you've been doing it for years now.
It's all God's plan, I guess. I couldn't do it without a lot of luck, to be fair. A lot of blessings, a lot of luck. So things, to me, if it's really meant to be, I'm not entirely certain this is meant to be, but it's been happening for so many years that I can't help but still have some faith in it and trust in it. And I feel like if it's really meant to be, these little things start to fall into your lap, and they really add up. You go to E3, you don't expect, Doug Bowser or Nintendo to really fall in your lap, but you go there, you put yourself out there, and it happens. So it's like you're having these thoughts, you're contemplating, should I get rid of these 100 figures or so, and and just go to making maybe 5 or 6 little figures, and you put yourself out there, and like you little things work out like this, and it's I feel like those are just signs, and like I feel like signs and opportunities are really important to get, especially when you're at your lowest, when you're thinking about these kind of things. You're in between thinking about leaving all this money behind for something questionable. It's a lot of insecurity, a lot of anxiety comes up for making those decisions, and then just getting little things, little nuggets to just help push you along. I feel like, though it's meant to be, I feel like that's how I feel personally. Is like, wow, dude, just think about how, like what I said earlier, like I came down here to NorCal, I was ready to pretty much stop competing like heavily and just focus on work. And Tempo falls on my lap the next day that I move. Like I'm looking at jobs like as I get that email, So just little things, man. Little things add up, and it's really interesting how the world works. The world can be very cruel sometimes, but it can also be very, very beautiful. So I'm happy for you, Mekel.
Thank you. I've got a couple more questions. I'm trying to be super respectful of your time. I know you're a very, very busy man.
Don't worry, we got time. It's all good. Girlfriend is not here yet. We Gucci. Don't worry.
So I want to ask you, like, since now you're working with Victrix, you're brand ambassador for them. You're also brand ambassador for Tempo Storm. How does that feel? Like, how do you feel knowing you represent these companies? Like, what is the pressure like, and what are some of the best moments you can speak of?
It ranges from terrifying to amazing. So, depends on the day, depends on the task at hand. But man, you're talking about, you want me to list how, like, the best moments I felt on each one?
I mean, however you want to answer, it's up to you, man.
So I think for Victrix, the best moment was getting the deal, and like just going to each of these tournaments and seeing a booth up there that I represent. So it's like that's something I haven't felt before in the FGC. Like there's been some Red Bull things, but I'm not entirely Red Bull. Yeah, fingers crossed. But so it's like, fingers crossed. Thank you, Mekel. I needed that. Anyway, so like just to see Victrix up there, I see the brand. I'm working the booth. I'm helping them. I'm trying to push their presence out there. And like being a part of that is very rewarding and very, very, very humbling. I feel very blessed to be a part of what they're doing, and to be a part of the whole process. It's amazing. Like I've been going to tournaments since like 2012, like the actual majors, and like from growing up seeing Mad Cats, seeing their booth, I see all these other booths, these brands that I idolize, I love, wanted to be a part of it. Now I'm part of one. You know how bad I wanted a Fight Stick brand to endorse me or to endorse them? Like, dude, that's been the dream, and like to have that with Victrix now is just, that alone is just amazing and a true blessing to me. So I'm very grateful. Those are the moments where I'm like, this is the best. I feel like we're only getting started. I haven't even been to Evo with them yet. So like I can only imagine Evo is going to be amazing. Right. We got that new Chun-Li and Ryu stick. Check it out, guys. Oh my goodness. I need that Chun-Li one. I need that Ryu one too, but I really need that Chun-Li one is amazing. The blue, forget about it. So I think those are the moments I felt the best. And I really am looking forward to Evo with Victrix. Tempo, there's been a lot of moments. There's been like the Red Bull onboarding we had, which I thought was really awesome. I got to meet Reynad, Trihex, Axe, all of us together, all the Tempo, they brought like at least 50 Tempo members down there, and they flew us all down. We all just kind of bonded, and like we would go to like escape rooms, we would hang out, we would learn about what Red Bull is about and stuff. And I thought that was really awesome. Just being around them, getting to do cool stuff with them has been like the best moments. But I think the best moment that I've had from Tempo is that pup camp, dude. That performing under pressure camp that they got me into with Red Bull, that was life changing. I started to see things that I've been wanting to see, that I've been trying to see with my mental progression for years. And like we even did a documentary with Red Bull about like frame of mind. And it was about that kind of stuff, and to basically like go up a whole level on that with the pup camp. And like I just get to work with people like nonstop. And like because of Red Bull, because of that pup camp, we had, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm gonna just say it. So like
okay,
we had the Dodgers mental coach work with us on there. He will remain nameless, but he's been working closely with me more than anyone at that pup camp to help elevate me mentally. And so I'm getting all these kind of Navy SEAL kind of techniques in here like nonstop, and I'm just constantly trying to elevate that and just grind and build on that. So I think that whole process, the pup camp, that life changing. I got to meet I was with 11 other Red Bull athletes. I'm the black sheep. I'm the Tempo brand representing Red Bull through Tempo. So I don't have the Red Bull hat. I just have my little Tempo hat. All these guys have the Red Bull hat. Felt real sad. But being part of, I got over that quickly because I'm like, dude, you know what? I am this. I'm here for a reason. So like just being able to be in their presence, all these great athletes that have won gold medals at the Olympics and stuff, like all X Games, just seeing their mentality and just seeing us go through the same struggles, the same trials, and just relating to each other and pushing each other and just lifting each other up when we need it. Like that experience was definitely like a once in a lifetime kind of one. They do pup camps like every other year, but the experience alone with the people we had, I think was just amazing. And to be able to work with the Dodgers mental coach so much to now, and being able to use all of Red Bull's resources to try and elevate my mind, and like just I like even get to train with Red Bull through their personal trainer, like just amazing, man. Just I'm very grateful to be with Tempo and Victrix and pseudo somewhat through Red Bull. It's awesome, man. I never could have pictured all this happening. It's really a lot deeper and more amazing than I could have ever imagined. Very, very blessed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, got the Street Fighter League voting coming up.
Vote for me, guys. Just throw it out there. Vote for me. Damn it. See this personality? You see this shit? This could be on your not your TV, your stream every week. But yeah, I'm going ham. Mekel, I was a little late today. I'm sorry. Because I was busy filming my campaign video, which is going to drop Friday morning before the voting begins. And let me just tell you, guys, anyone that made a submission, you're about to get botted. My submission is amazing. You're gonna love it. I had the people that work on Run It Back help me produce it. Like I was like feeding them. We were bouncing ideas off each other, just trying to get this right stuff down. No spoilers. Sorry, Mekel. They don't get the first scoop, but you're gonna love it. And I feel like I'm one of the best American players, and I have a good personality. I can play Cammy and Sakura and G. So I'm like, dude, you ban my Cammy, I got Sakura. I'm good. And then if I really need to cheese you out, I'm just gonna play G. You get touched, you get blown up. All right. Don't blame me, it's the game. All right. So I'm feeling real confident about my chances in SFL. I just need you guys to vote. So I'm hoping the community deems me worthy. But.
Definitely. All right, man. Outside of being a professional FGC player and the FGC as a whole, what are some things you like to do? Some things you're interested in that maybe your fans and audience may not know, but you would like to share.
Some things that I like to do personally. Let's see. So I kind of told everyone I like working out because I work out with the Red Bull trainer. But I like to spend a lot of time when I can with my dog, who you hear in the background, and my girlfriend, who just got home. And I really enjoy spending time with them. Spending time with my friends when I can. I really like spending a lot of time with my family, like whenever I can. Luckily, so for about a year and a half, I lived in NorCal, which is really hard with me and my family. My grandma's getting older, so like want to be there for her. So like I'm really grateful that Capcom LA kind of transitioned Carolyn over from the SF department, the San Francisco department, to over here because it was great for us because like that was part of our plan basically, but we couldn't do it because like Capcom was paying Carolyn. I didn't want to take away from her opportunity. I knew how important it was. So like when we saw the chance, we were like we need to take this, and like it would be good for Carolyn, it'd be good for me. So like luckily that worked out, and I like spending a lot of time with my family. So I'm really grateful that I can spend time with my family now. So I'm big family guy, more of a family guy than I am with my friends. Like I need to spend more time with my friends, like I know I do. And yeah, I love spending time with my girlfriend and my dog. Like that's like my happy place, like when I'm home, I just don't want to do like anything, and I just want to hang out with them, so it's like I'm traveling so much that like it's just nice to just slow down and just relax and take my dog on a walk, go hang out with my girlfriend, go see a movie, go take her out somewhere, so those are the things that I like doing. I like playing some video games here and there, but like mostly just Street Fighter right now. I want to start playing Apex Legends because my friends keep talking about it, but I'm a man on a mission right now. I don't have time. But yeah, those are the things that I like doing. Yeah.
Cool.
What about you, Mekel? Driver, the seat has changed. You're in the driver. I'm in the driver's seat. I don't even know.
Go for it.
What is your real name, Mekel? That is your real name.
Well, I mean, my last name isn't Kasanova. Well, it's not even James either, but very few people know that. I'm not actually from the U.S. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, really?
And English is not my first language.
What's your first language?
Samoan.
Ooh. Yeah. Can I hear a little bit of Samoan?
Yeah, Wamawe.
Wamawe. Come my way.
It's slang for what's up? How are you?
That's sick, dude. Wamawe.
Wamawe.
Wamawe. That's sick, dude. That sounds like a song, dude. Like it just sounds like like a beginning to a sick song, like a very peaceful Disney song.
So basically we go like I would say to you like Sole Wamawe, and you'd be like, oh, Aioi, Manuya, Aioi. And it's like saying like, oh, I'm good. How are you?
Damn, that language is so sick. I've never really heard Samoan. I'm like kind of taken aback from that right now. I feel so basic. I'm like, I'm part Spanish. I know leche. Like agua. Like I don't know anything.
You probably know more than me. I'm also part Dominican, and I can't speak.
I know I may look Dominican, but don't talk to me. I'm not. That's cool. Okay, next time when I have my podcast, if we do that, I'm gonna make sure I have you on there. Then we'll really turn these tables around.
Cool. Oh man, so went down to like the last couple questions. I want to ask you, dude. Okay, I gotta get your input on this, and I've asked basically everyone who's in FGC that's coming to the podcast, but I gotta get this input because people want to know. What do you think is like? How is the influence of eSports on the FGC? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? It is a mix of both. How do you really feel? Here's the mic.
Oof, in my face. So I really think esports, I might be in the minority here, but I really feel like esports is a very positive thing to happen to the FGC. If you look back at the FGC, you look at tournament organizers, you start to see how much they were struggling to get these tournaments out there. A lot of these things were out of pocket. Most things are there. A lot of them are still out of pocket, but there's so much help they are getting from esports organizations like Red Bull sponsoring, like maybe like CEO, or like, they've sponsored Evil before, like there's these presences that are in the FGC that are really positive. And I feel like it's kind of up to us, the players, to make it more worth it for esports organizations to buy in. If you look at it, there's a lot of players that are pretty good, but they don't do anything on social media. They have no presence. They don't try and put themselves out there, So I'm really trying to change that. Like I want, esports, I want to be attractive to what esports wants, like be in good shape, try and be funny, try and do well. I'm trying to hit every category by, instead of just trying to do well. Oh, I'll just try and do well. Oh, I lose on stream. Oh, I'm not on stream the whole tournament till like I maybe get to fight for top 8. Like you're not really helping your brand. You're not really helping the brand that's endorsing you. Like I feel like it's up to us to really try and draw esports in, and up to the developers too. We need developer support. Luckily, Capcom does a pretty good job at that. Tekken's doing a good job at that too. So I feel like as we're able to get more of these endorsements, we're able to get more money into Pro Tours, get more eyes on the FGC. I feel like it's really important because people like to forget, how big of a struggle it was back then. Like, it's hard. You're trying to be a pro player. What teams were sponsoring people back then? It was Mad Cats and like maybe Razor towards the very end. Like there's very few sponsors around there that were good. And then luckily now we have a ton of good sponsors. We have Tempo Storm, we have Red Bull, there's like Radiance, there's Razor, I'm trying to think of more. There's Reciprocity, there's Liquid, there's Echo Fox, there's Panda Global. There's all sorts of new esports organizations trying to pick people up that like we didn't have, and we didn't have a chance in hell of attracting in 2015. Like we had nothing. I think a big part of it is due to Capcom Pro Tour like being effective and like getting sponsors to buy in and players trying to put themselves out there and like doing well. It's a lot of factors, and I really feel like esports has been almost nothing but positive for the FGC. Like we would be just this in the same spot, just struggling, dude, just struggling. Like it would have been bad. Like I'm really glad esports started taking off with 5. Say what you will about 5, but the good thing that has come from 5 is CPT has grown. We have more opportunities as professional players, and I really feel like it's helped push me, at least mentally, to a new level. I'm able to learn these things that I wouldn't have had because of esports, because of Red Bull being interested more because of, the CPT or like Street Fighter 5, So I really think esports is just a blessing to the FGC for sure.
And I fully agree with you, because I feel like there's that divide where you have some people that want it to just stay grassroots. But my thing would, if you just stay grassroots, you will stay where you are. You have to expand.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if you're grassroots, like the fire is gonna go on the grass sometime sooner or later. Like it's just gonna blow up and go up in flames. Like you can only sustain grassroots for so long. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like I do miss the purity of the FGC. Like it used to be just raw, it was nice, like it was, a lot more wild back then. But like it's like, dude, like we gotta just grow up, man. You just grow up, like you gotta be adults, act professionally, like if you want to treat esports as your job, you have to be professional, dude. FGC wasn't professional back then, and like we have to grow up as a scene, and we have to grow up as a community. Like you want to do this as a job, treat it like your job. You can't, be a kid. You have to grow up.
No, I agree with you. And it's the other thing you touched on that I really liked was what you said about, your presence online on social media, with your brand. And I think a lot of people, from professional players to, content creators, other podcasters, YouTubers, everyone, I think a lot of people fail to understand the importance of branding, your image, how you market yourself, how you carry yourself online, in person. And it's just something, I don't know, like for me, like I work with a lot of smaller content creators, upcoming podcasters, YouTubers, people trying to work in the industry. And, one of the things they tell me, like, oh, Mekel, how come you don't touch on controversial stuff? How come you don't do this? How come you don't do that? I'm like, because I have too many eyes looking at me.
Yeah, you do. You got there's a lot of brands on there, bro.
Right.
You got Ensergo, you got Beast.
Right.
That's a HyperX mic there. There's Victrix headphones. I see the Techna in the background there, like pointed towards the camera for probably a reason. So, like, you got eyes on you, man. You gotta be careful.
You can't even see the what does it say? 49-inch ultra wide 4K monitor that Samsung sent me.
I
can't.
Shout out to Samsung real quick,
And LG with this monitor they sent me. They're sitting right here. It's like, come on,
you're killing it, bro. If I was sponsoring you, I'd be so happy right now. We talked about the LG Ultra Wide. That's the one we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's like you have to be, you got to carry yourself a certain way. And then some things I feel like, and I'm not sure if it's just because of how I was raised as a Christian myself, and with my parents, like my dad was a Marine, there's certain things he's taught us, like you can talk about publicly, some things you keep behind closed doors, some things you just keep here.
Exactly. It's like that old saying, your parents taught you, if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say it. Yeah. I grew up with a Catholic household as well. Shout outs to Jesus. And it's just like you kind of grow up with a certain kind of fundamental understanding of how you should treat people. And I've always kind of lived my life that way. So I kind of put that out there into what I do professionally. Like I always try and treat people with respect. I always try and like hear them out. It does you no good to be a dick to everyone. Some people just like being dicks to everyone and just expect to coast on gameplay. So like I don't believe in that as a core fundamental as just a person. I don't care how good I get if I'm like the best in the world, whatever. Like I'm not gonna treat people like that. There might be like some guy that is stalking you or being weird, but that's like another layer. You shouldn't be just treating people like that off the go. Yeah, man, it's about how you treat people. Just you get what you put out.
Exactly. So last question I have for you is when are we going to see you out here in Hawaii at our local scene at like
you let me know, bro. You got 100 figures over here.
I can break out
100 figures.
Break out
I think that will cost about 3 figures, not much, down to 97 figures or so, but who's counting?
Oh man,
I would definitely love to come to Hawaii. If there's ever a chance that I can go, I'll definitely go. I'm really, really salty that Tekken is doing their finals in Hawaii. That is not cool. I want to be doing that. I believe it's in Hawaii. I thought that I heard something like that. I'm not sure. But that sounds sick, even if it was a rumor. So, like, I don't know, man. Come on, Capcom.
I know.
Finals. Hawaii. Let's go.
I'll talk to you offline about that because Capcom's working on something.
Ooh, I'm coming to Hawaii. It sounds like. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they were. Capcom was recently out here, and I was who they personally hit up to help them.
I saw that photo tweet. I saw him in Hawaii. Okay.
So.
All right, Mekel, I see you. Okay. You got a lot more power than I thought you did. Oh, man.
I work behind the scenes.
Okay, that's where you should be working. Keep it keep it behind the scenes, dude. That's where all the cool shit happens.
Definitely.
Well,
but I lied. I have one last question for you.
Oh man, I was about to help sign us off, but you go ahead. Let's go. I got time. I got more than enough time. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Did you have fun?
Bro, I had a blast. I came in here mentally exhausted, but it was so fun that I didn't even think about it. I'm having a great time. I got to pack for New York now, but no pressure. I've had a ton of fun. I would love to come back, Mekel. It was a great time, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Tell people where they can find you again, your social media outlets, what they should be doing, voting for Alex Myers.
Okay, so SFL this Friday, vote for Alejandro Mayers. There's going to be a link. I'm going to post it on my Twitter, which you can follow at twitter.com/AlexMyersFGC. And if you want to check out more of my personality, you can check out Run It Back on my YouTube channel, which I'm hoping that through Mekel's guidance, I can change from Alex Myers SF4 on YouTube to Alex Myers FGC. And then also follow my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Alex Myers FGC, where we live stream Run It Back once a month.
Yep. And people, you'll be able to catch this episode of the podcast along with me, others, on youtube.com/Mekel Kasanova. Also, now we just started doing this. It'll be available also on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova. And it'll also be available on, let me get this right. I got this because I keep screwing up my.
You got this.
Okay, so it's available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify. Just got approved for Pandora Radio, iHeartRadio, Launchpad DM by Podcast One, and coming soon to Sirius XM Radio.
Wow, my brain would have short-circuited 3 things in. I'm impressed, Mekel. Good stuff. I'm proud of you, man. That's a lot of names right there. Good stuff, bro. Thank you again for having me. Guys, support Mekel. Go look at all of his platforms on each of those platforms. Even if you saw it on one platform, re-listen to it again. Play it while you're sleeping, something. You got time. You got time.
And with that being said, people, we are signing out. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Hey, did you enjoy this episode of the Kasanova Podcast? Well, I'm sure you did. And since you did, and you're wondering where else you can find it on every podcasting outlet. Yes, that includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Launchpad DM by Podcast One, and so much more. And the only thing I ask of you is if you truly enjoyed it, even if you didn't enjoy it, please leave a rating and tell us what you thought of it, what you like, what you didn't like, and everything in between. And also, if you're looking for video formats of this podcast and many more, you'll be able to find them on youtube.com/Mekel Kasanova, as well as on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova, and new episodes every single Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, that being said, this is Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber. I am signing out. You guys have a great one.